Hi, Olivia here and welcome back to my channel. In these times of COVID and no races, some of you might be getting a little bit bored of doing the same kind of running routes and kind of fancy having that kind of race feeling and needing something to focus on for the training. So these are just a few ideas that I've come up with that will replace or try and replace the races for the foreseeable future, and to give something to aim for and to train for, and something a bit different that we can add into our running. So the first one is perhaps set yourself a challenge, a weekly challenge. So maybe it'd be 5 days or 7 days or however many days you want to do it, and you basically run the same distance every day. So it might be a 5k every day for 5 days, or it might be 10k for every day for 7 days. But it's just something that's, a little bit different, and a challenge that we don't normally do, running the same distance every day. The second one is maybe look to doing an hourly race for a certain amount of time. So it might be a mile every hour for 6 hours, or it might be just running 5 minutes for every 5 minutes every hour for 10 hours, or it could be running 2 miles every hour for 4 hours, just something along those lines. Something a bit challenging and mentally challenging as well, to have to go out every hour and do your set time or distance. Maybe it's a challenge and nothing to do with running. So at the moment I'm doing the 25 press-ups for 25 days challenge. So maybe that's something you could do. Maybe you could do a squat challenge, or a press-up challenge, or a lunge challenge, or a hip bridge challenge, or balance challenge, that you could do every day for a set number of days, or maybe every other day if you're not a person that wants to do something every day and have that limitation. So yeah, something that's not running, that will just kind of give you something to do and aim for, and something that will help improve your running in the long run as well. Maybe set up your own race and tell your friends about it. You can socially distance with other people. So maybe you could go and do a race, find a nice start and finish, have the route, make it really interesting. You could have your own feed station halfway through, and say, it starts at this time, it's this distance, and maybe buy a medal from various companies that are doing virtual running, get one of their medals, or maybe you have a child that wants to design your medal. So that might be something to aim for and plan for a couple of weeks' time, and just something fun to do rather than just doing your normal route. Something different. You can have race conditions, you can have a proper start line, proper finish line, as I say, a feed station, and get other people involved. The last one is one I saw on GTN, Global Triathlon Network, where they challenged themselves to run a 10k without a watch, and are not a route that they know is 10k. They were allowed to kind of look on a map, so they have a rough idea, but then they had to run out and run a 10k, and the challenge was see who could get the closest to 10k or 6.2 miles. So that might be a challenge that you could do. You could set at any distance, 5 miles, 10k, 3 miles, even a mile, because it's quite deceptive for what you think a mile is. And so you set out, you have a think about your route. You can't wear your watch. Well, you can, if you want to wear it and record it, do so. Just cover it with a piece of cloth or a buff or a piece of sellotape, so it records it, but of course you can't look. But that only works if you're going to be very strict and not tempted to run. So that's another thing that's quite interesting to do, is to challenge yourself to run a certain distance and see how close you can get. So So those are just a few ideas that possibly you could do to kind of replace races of, obviously because they're cancelled at the moment, and then just they also kind of help to mix up your training. So yeah, if you have any other kind of race ideas, please pop them in the comments below. Love to hear about them, and I'm sure everyone else would love to know about them as well. As usual, if you just like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share and subscribe. And of course, whatever you do, #KillingIt.